Thank you, Matt.
Alrighty, everybody, it is 5:03. We're going to commence our general meeting that we have every week. So we're going to begin with attendance. I'm going to start off from my left, and then we're going to go on to online after.
Rowan East, present.
Maria Garcia, present.
Irvi Paul, present.
Susana Villagomez, present.
Hey, Barry, present.
Saraswell, present.
William Coates, present.
Patrick Cervera, present.
Steffi Calero, present.
Online.
Matthew Rathbun, present.
Okay.
Sky Childress, present.
Emma Fox, present.
Okay, thank you guys. Everybody, do I have a volunteer in reading of the mission statement? Will?
To support the evolving needs of the MSU Denver students by advocating in their best interests to enhance the university experience and opportunities.
Wonderful, thank you. Now moving forward with approval of the agenda. In the previous meeting minutes, I first want to start that I would like to strike out on section 4 of new business, item C, elections to update / questions. Danny Palacios, we did receive information that she won't be able to, that it is pending and that she would like to cancel that discussion. Do we have is there any other adjustments we would like to add on to the agenda?
I see Matt has his hand up.
Matthew?
Yeah, given some of what happened yesterday, the agenda was sent to counselors a little bit late, which does technically conflict with some of pieces of our constitution. But because there was some incongruency on like the precedent on how it should be done, I wanted to throw a motion to suspend the rules so we can continue with the resolutions that are being presented today. And then I don't know if it should be a stacked motion or a separate motion to add to the agenda today, space for us to discuss this in more detail.
Okay. Fair?
Discuss what specifically, Matt, if you could just clarify on what you mean with that second motion.
Actually, I think Sky might have a better, because they're the one who brought some of this concern up to accountability, if they want to step in, or I can fill the gap.
Sorry, I'll wait to
Sky.
be on. Oh yeah. So I do think we should split these motions absolutely, because a motion to suspend the rules needs 2/3 to pass, and a motion to add something to the agenda, a discussion would only need majority. But I can give insight. So the discussion would be a discussion on how in the future we want to ensure there's no confusion on where notice is like officially made to the counselors for resolutions, and how we can ensure not to have to suspend rules again in the future when the authors did everything right.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Okay, then Matt, do you have a motion to suspend the rules?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to suspend the rules so we can still go forward with the 2 resolutions that we have on the agenda today.
All right, do you have a second?
I'll second that.
All righty. Is there any opposition? Seeing as there's no discussion, we move forward for voting. Is there any opposition? Any abstentions? Okay, motion passes to suspend the rules. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda with the striking of item C on new business?
I motion that we approve the agenda, removing section or number C or letter C from new business.
Do I have a second to that motion?
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Before we motion to approve the agenda, I believe Matt had an additional amendment they wanted to put forward before the approval.
Yeah, I'll entertain the motion.
Yeah, this was where we split the motion because the first one requires a different voting threshold. I wanted to put a motion forth to add the discussion on how we move forward with the issue that we just discussed and suspending the rules.
Okay, do we have a second to that motion?
I second that motion.
Alrighty. Move forward discussion. Seeing as there's no discussion, we'll move forward with a vote. Is there any opposition of the motion? Any abstentions? One abstention. All right, motion passes. To add onto a new business discussion regarding agenda postings. Is there any other additions that we would like to do to our agenda today? Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as is now then?
I motion to approve the agenda as is.
Second.
Seeing as no discussion, we'll move forward with a vote. Is there any opposition? Any abstentions? Okay, motion passes to approve the agenda of Thursday, November 20th. Move forward with our meeting minutes. If Stephen, you could pull that up, please? Sky, I see your hand raised.
Yeah, I just wanted to note for the council that I don't think there's any specific requirement for this, but the agenda that went out had did not have the correct meeting minutes document on it, and so we did not have notice of that either. But doesn't require us any suspension if we do want to approve those. Just wanted to note that.
Mhm. Thank you, Scott. Stephen?
Why is there on the agenda different notes being taken? So if someone's taking notes on the agenda, please stop.
See a hand raised? Online?
I'm sorry, my hand was not supposed to be up.
Oh, okay. No worries. All righty. So does everyone take a good look at a good gander at this? If there are any grammatical errors, we could fix that at the moment. So if we can find that right now, if there's any issues regarding the motions or approvals, we can settle that offline. Sai?
I think Dr. Barone's name was misspelled. It was Dr. Brown.
Okay. Is there anything else? I would entertain a motion to approve.
I motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Meeting minutes, excuse me. Thank you, Faye. Thank you for that clarification. Meeting minutes. I motion to approve the meeting minutes. Thank you, Faye.
Second?
I will also say.
Okay. Is there any discussion regarding the approval of the previous meeting minutes? Seeing as there's none, we'll move forward with a vote. Is there any objections?
I object.
Any abstentions? On abstention? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So con fuerza, son ganas, come on now. Okay, all right, so let the record reflect that we have one objection, one abstention, and approve the meeting minutes. However, the motion does passes to approve general meeting minutes of Thursday, November 13th, 2025. Okay, we're gonna move forward with public comment, seeing it is 5:32. Since there's no one here present or online, when someone individual from the community does come to give their public comment, we will allocate their time to them. Until then, we will just move further along with our agenda. So move further along, we can begin with item 4, announcements and updates, beginning with our staff members. Yeah,
Do we need to do housekeeping?
that was housekeeping.
Or are we like updates from committees and such? Or are we not doing that with the suspension of the rules?
We will continue regarding our follow business. So suspension of the rules was more in regards of approving the agenda due to how it was posted. As far as our updates for our standing committee, staff members, advisory, we will continue that as usual.
Heard.
I see a hand up online.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that suspension of the rules was just so we could add the resolutions to the agenda, because whether or not they were noticed within 24 hours or not is difficult to tell. So that's the only reason. We will continue as normal. Just the resolutions will be heard under new business.
Thank you, Scott. Moving forward, with staff members.
Good afternoon, everyone. I will try to keep my updates succinct. Update 1, last meeting you all requested to have meetings on Mondays in Tivoli. That request has gone through, so we have the Tivoli Senate chambers for the entire semester, which is really exciting. That said, one of the things that I need to ask you all, just as a reminder, is, sorry folks online, we are having some lighting issues in the room. Two things related to that. First, I don't remember, and I didn't take a good note. We canceled, or you all decided not to have a meeting on MLK Day, which is a Monday, which is when our meetings are being held. What was the day you all decided to still have that meeting? Was it the week prior? And if so, what day?
There anybody with an answer? I'll go with Will.
I do believe it was the week prior that we voted on for that meeting. I believe it was the 16th, if I'm not mistaken. I believe Faye proposed that date and we voted it and approved that date.
And was it the normal meeting time, so the 3:30 to 5, or was it an alternative time?
Hey, please.
I believe that we had planned to do 3 to 5, but I might be incorrect on that.
I'm only asking because I need to make sure that I reflect that in the room, so that way we have that. Okay. Second thing, and this is really for all of the council, because at our winter revival, we typically have food and just some supplies. I will need someone to put forth a small budget so I can order food for you all and have supplies. You all may already have a plan for that. That's fine as well. Couple personnel updates around the university. Within the branch of student affairs and enrollment, Dr. Megan Schersberg will serve as the new Associate Vice President of Enrollment Management. So she was a finalist as a candidate and is now in that role in a permanent position. Also, and most recently, the Dean of the College of Aerospace and Engineering and Design, I believe that's the name of the college. Let me pull it up right now. Dr. Jeffrey Newcomer was serving as the Dean of the College of Aerospace, Computing, Engineering, and Design. They are no longer serving as the Dean. Right now, Jinsup Ted Shin, the chair of the Department of Industrial Design, will serve as the interim dean. So they have someone on the interim for that. As a reminder for purchasing for TSAC, as you all have different things that you need for purchasing, please do come directly to me to do that purchasing. I am having some procurement card issues. However, in order to streamline purchasing for TSAC, please do come to me for that purchasing. As a reminder to you all, I believe we have about 2 past meetings where minutes have not been approved. So that is something we do need to look back on. So I'm just calling on you all as counselors, both here in the room and online. Please do your due diligence and work with Keegan to make sure that we get those, or someone puts that on the next agenda for our next meeting. Reminder, on our next meeting, which is December 4th, Dr. Will Simpkins will be coming to that meeting. Offhand, does anyone have any items or topics they would like Will to talk about? Or if not, I will have him do just the normal topics. But is there anything pressing you would like me to give to Dr. Simpkins to discuss?
If there's any anything that comes up, probably just keep that offline and then just send it through to Stephen through Teams.
Okay, thank you. Last two items. First, with housing, there is a new executive director of housing and residence life for our campus. The new executive director is David McNabb from New Mexico State University. They're going to be joining our community here. Their first day in office will be on December 15th. I'm not sure where they will be housed, but David is essentially the first staff member for our new housing and residence life community, which is really exciting. My last thing for you all is really a question for the PR committee, but I'll hold that for PR committee. Otherwise, if I don't see you, have a safe, healthy, and restful fall break. I will miss you all sincerely. I yield my time to Dr. Barone.
Thank you, Stephen. Dr. Baron?
Hi everyone. Well, Stephen gave some of the updates, but thank you for all those staffing updates. The one update I want to give is I had Arale, I believe is how you pronounce her name. I hope I'm saying that right. From the Jordan Student Success Building front desk, who reached out to me and wanted me to communicate to you all that the winter gear and clothing drive box downstairs was full, and she was told to let you all know once that was filled, and I guess that was something you all were helping support and promote. So just wanted you to know that. I don't know if someone's supposed to pick that up or coordinate or communicate with someone, but she did want me to let you all know that that is pretty much full, and was very grateful for the great work and advocacy from TSAC on that. So just wanted to pass that along on my end. And Stephen covered all the other important stuff. So other than that, I just want to wish you all a happy fall break and hope you all get a well-deserved rest and rejuvenation and some studying time in too, maybe. Thank you.
Thank you. Also see a direct follow from Sky.
Yeah, I wanted to ask, was that Megan Schursberg, Dr. Barone, or was that someone else?
No, Arale is a student employee at the front desk. Her last name is
understood.
Asper. Arale Asper, Asper. First name Aralei. She's
Absolutely.
the one who reached out.
I'll make sure that gets picked up. There was supposed to be someone yesterday from ASCP to go get it, so I apologize that didn't happen.
Oh, they might have gone because this message was from yesterday, so I don't know. Yeah.
Will?
Quick question, direct question to Sky, actually. Would you be okay with me picking it up and then dropping it off in the TSAC office, maybe in the closet or something like that, or just give me direction so I can go after this meeting and pick it up?
It might already be gone, Will, now that Sky says that. She didn't respond when I responded to her, but don't know.
So, Will, if you want to check the front desk at the JSSB, go ahead. And then in the room that I don't know what letter it is in TSAC, when you walk in the door and turn right, that office has a giant box in it you can put clothes in.
Okay, thank you. I'll do that. JSSB and check, put stuff in that box. Gotcha.
Okay. We're going to be moving forward with our standing committee members for updates. Ms. Paul?
Oh, yeah. We have, for budget committee, we have some reallocations for budget reconsideration, and we should have everything finalized by next TSAC meeting, which is right after the fall break. And second update I have, if any council members make any purchases for office supplies or ongoing TSAC events, please send me the receipts and upload them else in the receipt folder in OneDrive. I have been reminding budget committee members to add their comments to the sections 8 and 9, but after a couple of reminders, we haven't still moved forward with the budget guidelines. Please look into this as soon as possible since we need to work on this together. Thank you.
Yeah, it's reinforced. It's a collaborative effort, and with the wide array of voices that we have, especially for us standing committee chairs, I think it'll be beneficial to get that done as soon as possible and wrap it up. Thank you, everybody. Moving forward with other updates, do we have any other standing committee? See any hands? Okay, moving forward with, I see Matt has first, Mr. Rathbun.
Might help if I turn my mic on. Accountability met this week. We're just getting our schedules ready for next semester and really trying to hit the ground running with the guidelines procedures with the new transition.
Fantastic. Thank you, Matt. Moving forward with Ms. Childress.
Hi. So for sustainability, I don't have the update that I want to give you today, unfortunately, prepared, but I'll have more updates at our next meeting. But we had a really successful two sets of events this week. We had yesterday an immigration know your rights training that was very successful. We had dozens of individuals show up and learn information from our circ trainers. We also had a area hunger and homelessness awareness week, which the last day was today. Very successful, lots of interaction throughout these 4 days, and a very successful clothing drive this last few weeks. So I'll have more of an update later.
Fantastic. Thank you. Ms. Villagomez.
Hello. I just want to update you all for Food for Finals. It is coming up soon, so it's pretty much in 2 weeks, but everything should be finalized now. Have seen the resolution is already on the agenda. We do have Food for Finals on December 8th and 9th, so please use the sign up link that Steffi has sent out and sign up. We would highly appreciate it to get the amount of support. We also have Welcome Week that's coming up too. We decided to get Starbucks from the hot coffee, hot water, and milk. And then we're going to do it at the Multicultural Lounge. And if one of my vice chair want to speak a little bit more about that.
For Welcome Week, we decided from Starbucks, some hot coffee, hot water and warm milk, and we still are deciding on room booking, and we want to do that since Multicultural Lounge is paid. So we're still deciding if we want to book a room for a blanket for service projects, tie blankets. And yeah, that's all we have for Welcome Week for now.
Any more?
No, that's all. Thank you.
Okay. I do have a direct question. Is there any way that the council can help support in the promotion of the delegate program that we have currently?
Right now, we're just doing the interview progress. I only have one, and in all applicants, we have a total of 6 so far who have signed up. So that pretty much fills up the minimum wage, but that doesn't really go under PR anymore. It's just the promoting area.
Thank you. As far as chairship, direct question, Stephen?
Thank you. Regarding Welcome Week, you all gave me 2 things. At one point, Susanna, you said you have the multicultural lounge, but Irvi, you said you don't have a room. So do you have a room finalized for whatever you're doing? And it sounds like you're just serving coffee. Are you also serving food? So 2 questions.
Yes. Direct response?
So the Multicultural Lounge is booked for Food for Finals. Multicultural Lounge, we're still waiting on for Welcome Week. We haven't booked because if we're deciding on doing the tie blankets, so we have to book a room for something for students to come in. And we are serving donuts, coffee, hot chocolate. I wasn't here from last Monday meeting. I accidentally double booked something else, but it basically is the same thing I have told you, but we just haven't finalized everything yet.
Do you know when you'll be finalizing? Only because I want to make sure that it's included on Ready Set Rowdy advertisements.
It should be finalized at least the first week of December, honestly, because I believe Alicia said no later than January 15th. Oh, December 15th, my bad.
Sky?
I had my hand up for chairship, so I don't want to stop them if they're still talking about PR.
No, it seems like that was the end of it was just a direct question. But yeah, we did have our presidential meeting, which Sky thankfully was able to attend. So I'll let her take it off.
Yeah, I want to give an update from President's Cabinet. So you can read my physical report. It'll be in the minutes, and it will be in the chairship folder in the SharePoint. So we sunsetted 3 different HR policies that I'm not going to go into because they have not been in effect for more than 7 years and they don't affect students. We had a presentation from Workday Student that talked a lot about the implementation of Workday Student. It's going to be in spring of 2027 is going to be when we start having to use Workday Student to register for classes. It's going to replace the old banner system. Mark your calendars for January 28th, 2026 if you're interested in seeing a Workday Student demo of the new system that's coming in. We got information that the health tower is going to start construction on December 15th. If you want to see the projections for what it looks like, you can also check my document in the chairship folder. We heard an update from the budget director, Andrew, that our budget situation for next year is not that bad. We are facing a deficit of $7 to $8 million, which is much better than we've had in some years, which will require some cuts, but they are going to base those cuts off of President Davidson's budget charge. Other than that, for updates, I gave an update from TSAC about all the events we've had the last month or so, and that we're kicking off the delegate program, hoping to have some delegates onboarded in January. And then also heard from the MSU Denver Foundation that they have officially met their $100 million fundraising campaign goal. If you want to know more President's Cabinet, you can reach out to one of the 2 chairs, or you can look at our documents in the SharePoint.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Sky. Yeah, that's all I have as well for chairship. Moving forward with our advisory committees. Do we have any volunteers? Faye.
I'll talk about Faculty Senate first. This is more just to offer Emma a chance to speak as well, as that decision about Faculty Senate APC was made last week without Emma being present. So I just wanted to offer Emma the chance to talk about their ability to fulfill that role or any comments, questions, or concerns they had.
Emma, do you have the response for your nomination?
I'm probably gonna decline that. My schedule's already pretty packed, and I'm still waiting on a few things to confirm. That's a morning thing, right? Yeah, I'm still waiting on some class finalization for specifically that time. So I'll probably have to decline that, but we do have delegates starting, and that would be a good opportunity to place them in something like that.
Is there anything else regarding follow-up? Yeah.
This is for a different committee, not follow-up for Faculty Senate.
Okay. So sorry. Yeah.
This is just for IPG. So Integrated Planning Group, we met last Friday. Time is fake, but we talked about the health tower going up, progress on the Campus Safety Center, and Tivoli Reimagined. Just got a general update on all of those. If you want to see any of the presentations that we were given, or have any specific questions about those projects, please let me know. We also talked about the purpose and the process of the IPG group. So if you want to know more about what that is, especially as we find TSAC's kind of role within that as an advisor to it, please let me know about that as well. Or Matt was also there and can talk and can speak to much the same things.
Thumbs up from Matt. Matt?
I have other updates. So the ad hoc committee for the training is going to be doing some work over the next couple of weeks, including probably some into winter break, helping create some of the trainings for the to supplement and work with Susanna, who's working on some of the trainings for the delegates. We're going to be helping work out some of the trainings for the counselors. If anybody would like to join on any of that, please let me, Susanna, or Will know.
Is that all, Matt?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Do we have any other advisory committee updates?
So as me and Steffi on SAB, we have developed our boards. We have all of our students picked, and then we set our goals for the year. And then we set the questions that we are going to ask the different programs that you, the word's not coming to me, the different programs, so that we can get an idea of starting to lay that budget next year when we hear proposals. So we're just sending those over and picking times to meet with our committee.
Awesome. Matt, I see you have your hand raised. Do we have a direct response question?
Oh, I meant to pull my hand down, sorry.
No worries. That sounds great. Is there any other advisory committee? Okay, seeing as there's no more anyone wants to give an advisory committee, we move forward with our open floor session. This is our time for us to communicate something that isn't on the agenda, something brief. So please, if there's anybody. Oh, yes. Faye?
I was just going to follow up that if it is not possible for a delegate to attend, that I was going to be looking at my class schedule again, and I may be able to meet that meeting time that we had originally assigned Emma to, but I will let the council know after fall break.
Okay. Yeah, and biggest thing, y'all, in regards with like our committees and things, it is important for us to also make sure that we have our availability and our capability and our capacity within our time schedule too. So definitely, hopefully with the delegate program, we can have more individuals with like larger capacities to be able to attend these, as they are all important for our student body. And I saw a hand raised. Left side, Mr. Holt.
Yeah, this is more updates from advisory committees. SACAB will be viewing the resolution to approve the vote for ABOD tomorrow. So that's pretty timely.
Anything else? Okay, moving forward with section 5 of our agenda of new business. We're going to begin with item A, CRFA 25, resolution is fund food for finals, and with our PR committee. I'll let you guys take the show.
Hello. As you all know, like this is our signature PR event from TSAC. So we're passing this resolution. Ovi and Steffi mostly wrote this. I just edited most of it, but super props on them. Starting with the abstract, the SG-TSAC Public Relations Committee is committed in fostering a strong sense of community among the MSU Denver students. Oh my God. Sorry, I zoomed too much. To support the student well-being during high stress of time, the committee will host its signature event, Food for Finals. This event is typically hosted by the end of each semester to support students during final weeks. This resolution requests funding from the public relations budget allocation to continue providing students with breakfast, goodie bags, wellness resources during the final breaks.
Whereas the Public Relations Committee of SGTSAC aims to create a supportive for social and engaging campus environment for all MSU Denver students. To continue this mission, the Public Relations Committee would like to host its signature event, Fruitful Finals. Whereas, as students are getting closer to the end of the semester and preparing themselves for their final exams or projects, typically finals week is a period of heightened stress for students. The Public Relations Committee would like to support students during stressful times, such as providing complimentary breakfast, stress relief services such as massage therapy, and goodie bags to help them remain energized during final week. Providing these resources aligns with SGTSAC's missions to advocate for student needs and promote student success. Whereas funding for this event is available within the Public Relations Committee budget allocation for 2025-26 academic year.
Therefore, be it resolved, the Public Relations Committee would like to use a total of $5,000 from the Public Relations budget to fund the Spring 2025 Food Finals event. Oh, sorry, Fall 2025 Food Finals event.
Thank you, y'all. Now move forward with discussion or any direct questions. If there's any questions as regarding the document, I'll just let the PR committee answer that. Emma.
Not that it'll affect, but I don't think it needs to be, but do you have a breakdown of anything that will be funded? Or general ideas?
Yes, it is. It is on those meeting minutes. So if Steven wants to pull that up, he can pull it up.
Is there any way you could possibly send that
I
directly?
could send it to the chat.
Yeah, send it to the chat. The spreadsheet?
Yeah, we do have a spreadsheet. Let me just send it to the chat, guys. There we go. Huh? Oh, my bad. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, I already sent it to the chat.
Yeah, it's not in the meeting chat, Stephen. It's in the regular Teams chat.
Oh, my bad.
All those Teams chats.
So that is all the expenses right there. It does say 3,500, but we did kept it to 5K just in case like something does come up. If a delivery doesn't happen on time, or like we found out recently that Steven is having cloud issue. So we want to be safer than sorry. From a learning experience, like only doing the total amount didn't really benefit us from the last period. So just an extra allocated fund, just in case anything else does happen. But that's the total amount. It includes the masseuses, the breakfast, everything that we're buying.
You have a response?
I guess my only comment was I like that you guys did more, because I think some of these are on a little bit of the lower end and you might be able to up some of them as a positive.
I also did want to have a question. Didn't specify here the dates when we were going to be participating for the Food for Finals. Do you guys have any dates?
Yeah, it's on December 8th and 9th. We have posted it everyone natively. We just need to post it on social media now. But I believe that was said previously in meetings. I might be wrong.
And I have a question here from Will.
Not so much a question, more of a statement for the council. I do have that pulled up. Good job. You did also state that those times and everything, I remember. I do see that 7 counselors have signed up. Just a friendly reminder from accountability. If you do have time to make that event, please, please, please try to make time for that event. It's an important event for SGT SAC. Thank you.
I just want to kind of add with what Will was saying is that we have found out that it helps that even if you're not available to write, you're not available. So far, the only people that have signed up for available times. I have not seen any other people's names there saying they're not available. So if you guys could really take some time to look at your schedule, figure out when are your finals, so then you can see if you can help out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the more hands is always very helpful to be able to help out coordinate and bring down our things. More importantly, just showing our face for our community here. This is our tradition here at CSAC that we've been continuing on. Seeing as there's no more discussion, I would entertain a motion to vote.
A motion that we vote for resolution to fund Food for Finals.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Seeing as there's no discussion, we'll move forward with a vote. Is there any objections? Any abstentions? Okay. All in favor say aye.
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 Congratulations. Oh, Faye, so sorry.
I believe that was a motion to call the question, not a vote on the question of the amendment or the resolution. I might be incorrect, but I believe that was.
Yeah, if I recall, Will, your motion was to commence a vote for the resolution of CFA and 5 resolution for food for finals for approval.
I motion for a vote, yes.
Just for a vote? Just for a vote or for the approval?
A vote to approve the resolution to fund food for finals.
Yeah. So. Okay, yeah, I think that works. That works fine. Okay, moving forward with item B on new business, CRFA 2513 Greek banner resolution. I will hand this off to I'll hand it off to Sky since she's here. So please take over here and I'll let you take it over from there and then I'll talk. Just checking your Sky. Are you online so you can take over the chair in this portion of the meeting? If not, I will move the presiding chair currently to William temporarily for this item of the agenda.
Yeah, I accept that. Okay. You have it all pulled up. It looks like I will let the authors of this resolution take it from here, please.
Cool. Thank you, William. All right. I'm just going to read it on my computer. Fraternity and Sorority Life Banner Initiative, authored by Susana Villagomez, Cyrus Holt, and Patrick Ciavera. Endorsed by Irvi Paul. The abstract states, student government, the Student Advocacy Council, SGTSAC, aims to support the evolving needs of MSU Denver students by advocating in their best interest to enhance the university experience and opportunities. The Auraria campus-wide initiative strengthens student support systems and expands advocacy efforts around campus and with Greek-lettered communities. Fraternity and Sorority Life, FSL, is a subdivision of the Center for Multicultural Engagement and Inclusion, CMEI, which houses Greek-letter organizations on campus and introduces students to a lifelong network of support, leadership development, and teamwork skills that foster a unit of siblinghood. On a commuter campus, such organizations are one way to build community.
Whereas Fraternity and Sorority Life, FSL, at the Auraria campus was established in 2021 and has continued to serve as a safe and welcoming space for all students. FSL is made up of the Panhellenic Association, National Panhellenic Council, NPHC, and the Multicultural Greek Council, MGC. All 3 councils serve as an organization for students to learn leadership skills, build networks, and develop a lifelong siblinghood. Whereas the initiative seeks to provide a space on the Auraria campus for organization to be represented publicly and strengthen the connection between our fellow students and Greek letter organization at Auraria campus by promptly displaying flags representing each of the fraternity and sorority organization on light poles across campus.
Therefore, be it resolved, MSU Denver SGTSAC, by approving this resolution, shall formally support and endorse the student-driven and student-led joint proposal of the FSL Banner Initiative, along with the gathered support of Auraria campus student governance. We will provide an official supporting signature from our counselor and an appearance at the anticipated ceremony, once approved, to show support for our fellow students. The initiative serves as a collaborative effort and hopes of showcasing the social Greek letter organizations that have been created and continue to build a legacy on our campus. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. I will now be opening up the floor for discussion for this resolution. Do I have any questions, concerns for the authors of this resolution? Yes, Emma.
Does it matter Like, do we have a student that we're volunteering, or do we have to vote on that, or does it matter? I don't really care, but just for clarity.
Are you, sorry, are you asking it doesn't matter what council assigns the position or?
Yeah, like, will we need to vote on that later as to who to send, or will it just be like, can we send multiple people?
It honestly doesn't matter. It's just a big celebration, what I understood from Miguel. He said he just wants a student council representation, hopefully like a resolution, which we have provided. And if I personally do not want to sign, because I already signed for my organization, but yeah.
Yeah, just to respond to that, when he came to our meeting for presenting this initiative, he did request for a counselor, not necessarily a specific counselor, but any counselor to provide a signature and the appearance for the ceremony. Regarding who we decide for that, that could be up to us. Ultimately, it could be, if we have a volunteer, it'd be a lot quicker to just have that individual take on that responsibility. If not, then we could make this formal and vote on it.
I think that answers my question for the most part, but I just want to make sure that this doesn't get forgotten about to send somebody.
Awesome. Do we have any other questions or concerns for the authors of this resolution? Online, just want to make sure you're all taken into account too in this discussion. Nope. Okay. As I see no further discussion, I will entertain a motion. Oh, Matt?
I'll
Did
make
you
a
unmute yourself?
motion. I'll make an motion to vote on this resolution.
Do I have any seconds for that motion to vote on this resolution?
that.
Okay, the motion has been seconded. We will now go into direct voting of approval for this resolution. And the way I'm going to conduct that vote is start roll call vote. Thank you, Pat. Roll call vote from Rowan going down the line and then online. 10 the vote. Rowan,
Yay.
Maria,
Yes.
Irvi,
Yes.
Susanna,
Yay.
Faye,
Aye.
Cyrus,
Aye.
myself, hi, Pat,
Aye.
Steffi,
Aye.
Emma,
Aye.
online. We'll start with Matt.
Aye.
Sky. Check the chat too, just in case. Oh, yep. Yes, aye for Sky for the record. Awesome. Based off that count, the resolution passes. Congratulations. And now I will hand back the presiding chairship back to Patrick.
Thank you. Now, we're going to be moving forward with our added business that we had regarding the discussion of the agenda. Being that was Matt and Sky, I'll let them take over that. Thank you.
Yeah, so this shouldn't take too long. Just when talking about with accountability, how we were handling the situation, it sounded like we had a different cases of precedent on what it means to share the resolutions within the 24 hours. So more or less today, I just wanted to pose a question for the council with this to narrow down on what avenue counts as reporting a resolution or legislation to a council member. So the options that we came up with were if it's put on the agenda request form could be considered, notifying a counselor, different times historically, we have posted it in the chat to notify counselors. Trying to look back what our third one was.
Emma?
Just to refresh, the discussion was around, since the agenda, got accidentally posted late, whether we could read resolutions specifically, since they require 24-hour notice. And the debate in accountability was between whether the council was technically still informed, since it was already on our agenda request form, if it needed to be fully posted an additional time to the chat, if we are proposing resolution to like double, triple check, and then just making sure it's in the SharePoint as well. And then, or if it only counts if it's on the agenda that has been posted within 24 hours and no ifs, ands, or buts.
I kind of want to entertain questions before potentially moving forward because I want to make sure that everybody's kind of picking up what we're putting down.
I have more of a answer rather than a question, so I'll
right.
just wait for you to continue. And Faye, you have a question?
Yeah, I guess my question is just kind of for framing what you want this discussion to be of like, are you hoping to walk out of here with an answer going forward, or are you hoping for this to be a broader discussion that leads to some sort of resolution?
Probably
Matthew?
at least a temporary piece moving forward. Because the more long-term solution might be more. Sorry, I wanted to see what Sky had to say really quick. Okay, so Sky put in the chat, I think we shouldn't have a motion on this and just discuss it and write an actual document about this, which I don't disagree with. It's just more of coming together as a team, at least temperature checking, like how we want to do this. And so the agenda was posted correctly according to Sunshine Law. So it wasn't about the agenda specifically. It was about sharing the legislation with the council members within the 24 hours before the meeting.
No, I think Will has a question.
Not a question, more of a addition to that comment is we're trying to see what we can agree on moving forward about posting the agenda, get on the same page, and then potentially write that document to support that viewpoint later on. But we really need to get on the same page for this. That way we're not in violation of our own constitution.
Yeah, so just to begin in this, seeing as that's, do you have anything else to add for discussion before we move in? Sorry, do you have anything else to add, Matt, so I can move into discussion?
I think that's about it for this point in the discussion.
Thank you. I personally, I feel like last year we didn't have to submit it onto the agenda for it to be approved. We just had to send it through the chat, and our executive assistant would add that to the agenda when they were in charge of posting the, as I expected, the executive assistant to post the agenda with your resolutions. I feel maybe if we can go back to a process like that, maybe understanding as is, we've been using our agenda request form to move everything onto the agenda. So if we could possibly just use that as a form of notifying, since we're not, informally added into just a group chat where you're put into a specific document, everyone knows that that's the document that we're going to be using to put onto the transfer into the agenda.
Not a question. I was just going to concur. I think that is a very, obviously accidents occasionally happen where things do not get posted in the time, or, maybe technology is fighting us. But as long as I think as long as you add it to the formal agenda request form, that feels like sufficient notice to the council since we all have access to it. But obviously, if you want more, please.
Yeah. Well,
just to further add to this discussion, there's 2 points, right? There's the posting of the agenda, and then there's also the separation of posting of the resolutions. In this discussion, just for the council to be aware of those distinctions there. Historically, councilors have posted their resolutions in the chat to make sure to cover themselves when and if the agenda had an issue, which is like one positive there, but it also puts the responsibilities back on the authors of the resolution, I would argue. So it does add some work there for the authors. I think that's something that we need to be aware of if we want to do that. As for the agenda, I think it's important to get the opinion of the current chairs to see how they feel about how they would like to approach that, since they kind of did take on that responsibility with the EA, if I'm not mistaken. Please correct me if I'm mistaken on that. So I think it's important moving forward to get the input of the chairs as well in this discussion.
Of their response. So my perspective from what I recall we voted on, it was more of the chairs to be able to adjust the flow and the creation of the agenda, but not the posting. As have I been perceived, that's always been and has been the executive assistant's job to post the agenda.
I see we have lost Sky, so just wanted to point that out to the chair.
Thank you.
Presiding chair. Sorry.
Do you have a question or comment? Well,
well, I do understand that. I do think there should be a fail-safe then that is agreed upon, if that is the case. Just so this doesn't happen again. I think that's worth discussing since we are in this situation.
okay.
I was just going to offer that my thoughts on this are that the easiest fail-safe, because we already have the chat set up, is to just be like, hey, this is a resolution that's being brought forward. And I would also encourage counselors that as soon as you know, hey, this is a resolution that's being brought forward this week, to send it. So that way it's not like writing on that, like, oh, did you check the agenda request form? Did the agenda get out on time? So that way you can solidify the 24 hours easily.
Will, direct response?
Not direct response. I just want some more clarification on that because I think you're onto something. But I guess where I'm wanting a little more detail is, maybe correct me in my interpretation of what you just said, but you're suggesting authors post their resolutions or on the chat to cover themselves in case of the agenda not being posted?
Basically, yeah. Essentially, if there was, it doesn't have to be like all authors being like, hey, this is our resolution and coordinating a response, but just whoever submits the agenda request, whenever they know that they're doing that for that week, just also send out a message.
Oh.
Or if you know, like, hey, it's Friday, I have this resolution that I want to bring forward next week, let me send it out now. I think that gives enough, that allows for enough notice more easily. And also that way it's not so contingent on the agenda release and on counselors checking the agenda request form.
Yeah, I concur. I mean, last year that was their system, it was posting, not posting, but sending our resolution through the main group chat, student council chat. And we had to do that before the closing time of the agenda. So that's how we were able to know what time everyone was able to read it as soon as they got it. Yeah, so I feel like I feel like we should reiterate to that or go back to that. Is there any more discussion points?
Not discussion, but I do think, I don't know, I would love to hear some other input too from other counselors if they have any opinions, or because at the end of the day, it's going to affect how we operate moving forward. And I think it's good to get some engagement on that piece as well. That way, well, yeah.
Seeing as this pertains to all counselors. Susanna.
I honestly don't mind how the agenda is being posted, but I do agree with Patrick. I think it should just go to the EA because we do have an EA for a reason. And yeah, that's just my opinion. But at the end of the day, for me, it doesn't really matter.
As far as like the resolutions, do you feel like we could continue the system we have this year, which has been posting it to the agenda request and then moving that forward? Or would you, because that was option one, continue this, or doing as we did last year, if you remember, we just had to send it through the chat. That way counselors can have access to legislation 24 hours before. They want to have to check or have the agenda released. Of course, the agenda has to be posted to the public about 24 hours before, but regarding counselors to be notified 24 hours before. That's what we're focusing on, whether that be in the form of seeing the general meeting agenda posted at that time or looking at the agenda request form or doing the chat, but just making something formal so we all understand that is the way we're going to operate for the rest of the year.
I think just putting it at the agenda at this point, because we all know we should put the resolution at the agenda, and whoever adds the agenda, like, we could press on it and look at it.
Sai and Matt after.
I personally like the hybrid approach where we have the agenda request form, right? I like that document. I think it's a good way to look back at resolutions that have been, proposed, before meetings and whatnot. And then I also like the idea of putting it in the chat because you don't get a notification, to your phone or computer when it is posted to the agenda request form. But you would get a notification unless you have notifications turned off. But that's the only thing. If it is posted in Teams, right? So I think that, and that will, give counselors the opportunity to read the proposed resolution amendment, whatever. So I support the hybrid
Direct
decision.
Yes, but I want to hear what Matt has to say. Sorry.
Matthew?
Basically, the question is just how do we want to be informed? And so basically what it sounds like so far is the baseline is as long as it's on the agenda request form. Is that what I'm hearing?
Is there any other counselors? Emma?
I was going to pose a follow-up to Sai and Susanna. This is more just like, yeah, it'd be great if you throw it in the chat, but if we don't message it in the chat, do we think that resolution should not have the opportunity to be heard? Does it have to be posted in the chat, or is just posting it to the agenda request form and and then, it'll get posted to the agenda sufficient as precedent?
Sai?
I think that to be heard, it has to be submitted to the agenda request form, right? I feel like that would make the most sense.
Hey.
I was just going to second what Sai said, and I think that the chat would function more as a failsafe and provide more opportunity for counselors to know that it was coming, rather than be a punitive measure that prevents things from being heard, is how I would see the chat function. So,
So I'm understanding that the minimum requirement for us to feel for that constitutional language is posting it on the agenda request form. Am I under the correct assumption there based off what I'm hearing? Okay. And then on top of that, if you want to be safe, you post it in the group chat. That way you have hey, I also posted it on the group chat just in case. And there's really no reason why it shouldn't be heard kind of thing, right? Like a safety there. Okay. Just want to make sure I'm understanding what the council's kind of leaning towards.
Just to make sure everyone's on the same page here, I would like to put in a temperature check of how we feel about making sure that the minimum requirement to hear resolution at our meetings is to submit an agenda request 24 hours before a meeting. And I'm going to start from our left, moving down.
Yay.
Maria?
Yes.
Irvi?
Yes.
Susanna?
Yay.
Faye?
aye.
Sai?
Aye.
Will?
Aye.
Myself? Aye. Steffi?
Aye.
Emma?
Yes. Or aye.
Matthew?
Aye.
So this seems like that is pretty good. So
With one abstention.
yeah, seeing as we do, I want the record reflect too. That's Co-chair Scott Childress is not present, so there'll be an abstention regarding that temperature check. So it's not an official vote, just a temperature check. I have a question to Matthew regarding the documentation of this. Do you guys plan to submit this through a form or a guideline procedure, or what's the plan here?
Well, for right now, we just wanted kind of the temperature checks so we all know how to move forward at the moment. I don't want to speak for Sky since they also kind of stepped away, but there was some starting thoughts of conversation that bringing it up as potentially guidelines or some sort of amendment to clarify the situation in the bigger picture.
Will?
I do want to point out though, at least in my opinion of this situation is we should allow each cycle to determine that for themselves. At least that's my opinion. And so I'd caution changing any constitutional language where it might hinder that flexibility for the future councils is my advice or my perspective, at least, to solidifying any stricter language on that. But at the end of the day, that is just one committee member's opinion.
Matthew?
I do tend to agree. If we do go down that route, I would more like to give like selective options. But again, we'll have to have those conversations to develop then the bigger picture regardless if we want to go down that route. But it sounds like for now, we're going to operate if it's on the agenda request form, it is considered being noticed of any resolution or amendments that are going to be on the agenda.
And so let it just, seeing as everyone is informally written, but agenda request form before the time deadline, which would be the 5 o'clock, that would be the way we accept it. If you do want council to really look over this, especially if it's a lengthy document, highly suggest to put that into the group chat. That way everyone can have the opportunity to read over that document. Thank you. Seeing as there's no more discussion, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? No discussion? Any? Yeah, okay. Is there any abstention? Oh, hold on. Objections? Okay. Any abstentions? All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Unanimously is approved. Motion passes. This meeting has adjourned.